Hey guys, working on Restoration G today, and if you haven't been keeping up with me, finally did all my maintenance, finally got the car dynoed. Now the car is in good shape, I can finally start throwing parts at it, and today we're going to throw our Catback exhaust on. So first thing we got to do here is jack our car up, okay? Gotta get it high enough off the ground so we can get underneath, so that we can drop our exhaust components without being squished. I'll tell you the parts we're gonna need, some of the stuff we're gonna need before we jump into it. Okay, so first off, you're gonna have to, if you can, spray your nuts and bolts at least a day or two ahead of time to help this stuff work its way into the nuts as good as possible. We're gonna use a wire brush to clean up the nuts, get all the rust off. I don't have my torch out here with me. Sometimes when you're doing exhaust work, you may need a torch. You may even need something called a nut splitter to actually break the nuts off if they're too rusty. I think I'm gonna be lucky today. So for now, let's get underneath the car and let's just get into it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how a Catback exhaust system works, it is literally everything from here to the back of the muffler. My catalytic converters are right here, here, and right there. This is our Y pipe, this is our resonator, and that's our muffler back there. I'm gonna start here with my Y pipe because it's not held up with anything. The Y pipe sits, it's held up with the catalytic converter and the resonator. So if I was to drop anything, this would just fall. So we're gonna remove this first, then our resonator, then our muffler. Or it might be the other way around. We might remove the muffler next. Anyway, first thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna hit this with some Creole again. Like last time, we're gonna get our wire brush here. And just want to eat those threads up as much as we can. Obviously, do this on a cold engine. If you do this on a hot engine, you will burn yourself. Let's start trying to break these off. Let's see if I get lucky. Try to make sure whatever you do, just make sure you get it on there nice and firm. You don't want this to slip at all because you may only get a chance or two to get this off. Oh, let me get my heavier one. Sometimes these threads they are different sizes. Sometimes you might have to switch between your metrics and your standard. There we go. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna break this side too. Come on, baby. I can adjust the head on this. This is what I love about it. Alright, and this is 2. Right now, so far so good. We're doing good. I gotta do this on the other side, and then the back of the Y pipe, and we're gonna drop her out. Okay, now that we have our Y pipe off, we have gaskets we need to remove. And we'll clean these plates and stuff up in a little bit, but just make sure that you take off your gaskets. Your new Catback should have new flanges as well. And here we have our stock Y pipe. She's out. So far so good, you guys. Now we need to try and disconnect where the muffler and the resonator meet. Next up is our muffler to our resonator. Nissan has always had a quality control issue, and on a lot of these vehicles where the resonator meets the muffler, sometimes these are snapped off and like they might have been re-welded, or they have something holding it up. So some of these cars may have the muffler to resonator flange, some don't. Just want to tell you that just in case you're like, hey, my car doesn't have it. And another thing to remember here is that we have a ground strap on our exhaust system. Don't know why, but we have it. And ooh, I'm praying to the car gods all day, you guys. It's coming out. And oh man, this Creole is doing this job today. All right. This is a big resonator. After I took the muffler off, it wanted to fall down on me. All right, so I put my jack on the other side to hold it up. As safety reasons, you never really want to put your entire body underneath of the car. If anything happens, you want to be able to have a quick escape. All right, so now we need to remove these exhaust hangers. Okay, so now there's actually a tool they sell to remove exhaust hangers. And every time I think to buy one, I always forget to do so. But you kind of want to spray the hangers with some WD-40 because you want this to kind of pull through. So since I don't have a tool on me, I'm just going to use my thumb here, and I'm just going to push. I'm going to come here like this, and we're going to push it through, just like that. Boom. This side is ready. Let's do the other side. Either way. Oh, ow. There we go. Woo. Shit. Oh, this resonator's heavy. And we're going to pull it through. Oh, boy. And would you look here, you guys, the resonator is out. This thing is massive. Last thing we gotta get out is that muffler. Let's get on it. We're going to remove this muffler. We're gonna remove the muffler. We're gonna start in the back of here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna slide this. There we go. That's out. Okay. Okay, so we have this type of hanger where we're sticking out to the side, but at the top here I can pull it straight out. And it's the same thing on that. We got two hangers. And then the muffler can come out. There you go. I can feel it. Okay, that one's out. One more. Make sure we're protecting ourselves. Come on, baby. There we go. And she's out. Ooh, the muffler's out. And all right, you guys can see here, our muffler is out. Let's get our new stuff and let's see what our catback is looking like. I'm going to be installing a Megan Racing Catback exhaust system, you guys. Super excited. And as you can see here, I have my Catback exhaust system here. Let's talk about what makes them different from the stock stuff. And we'll start with our mufflers. So let's talk about what a muffler does. A muffler, it essentially is in its name. It muffles the exhaust, or it just kind of turns the volume down on how loud your exhaust is, okay? Most stock exhaust systems, usually I think they call it turbo back, where exhaust flow kind of comes here, and then here, and then here, and then out. It's usually just, it's not just this, it doesn't just flow in and flow out. Usually it has to bounce off the walls. There's chambers, and there's things like that that dissipate the noise of how loud this is, okay? Versus when you have an axle back or a performance exhaust. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but that light you see is the outside of the muffler. It's a little tough to see because it's just hard to get light in here, but literally the exhaust is straight through. And like I said, there's like fiberglass packing around the outside that that gives the car a certain frequency, a certain tone that the manufacturer wants it to have, okay? If you want it to be loud, straight through mufflers are to go. Straight through mufflers perform the best. Obviously, one of the biggest drawbacks are straight through mufflers are just loud. All right, that if you can see here, you see how this is like crimpling. Mild steel tends to crumple on bends and things like that, which hurt exhaust flow. Versus here, if you can see here, this is called mandrel bent piping. Super duper smooth. There's no change in the diameter of the piping. This promotes great exhaust flow, obviously high horsepower, and we're gonna get the sound that we want. And then another thing to talk about is weight itself. This is not my stock muffler for this car. This muffler's been replaced, but it'll still be a good idea to compare the weights of the two. Let's see how much this weighs. So this muffler weighs about 12 pounds. Let's see how much the aftermarket one, or the Megan Racing weighs. Okay, this muffler is actually pretty heavy. We're about 16 pounds. Like I said, this is an aftermarket muffler. This has been changed before, but typically speaking, your stock muffler is usually heavier than your aftermarket muffler is. And what resonators technically do is they cancel out certain sound frequencies. Okay, resonators are very slept on, but resonators do a great job of reducing drone, and they do a good job of kind of refining the sound of your exhaust system. So again, the main objective of the resonator is to create destructive interference to reduce that drone or completely get rid of that drone. Obviously you can see here my stock resonator is huge. It looks like a coffin, versus my aftermarket resonator, which is same style as my muffler. It's an absorption style straight through resonator with that fiberglass packing again. And again, if you can see that mild steel, notice how it crimples. Hard to see, but as it turns, it pinches a little bit. Versus with the aftermarket, it is nice mandrel bent, and it has minimal bends. And that's another thing. Most performance exhausts try to reduce the amount of bendages as possible to help everything flow as great as it can. And let's see how much this bad boy weighs. 36 pounds. And that's 13 pounds.
Holy cow!
Oh, no, that's way less. Okay, and finally, the last part of the exhaust system that is very interesting and can have many designs. A lot of people call this mid-piping. So with the Megan Racing exhaust, we have about 2.5-inch piping versus 2.25-inch piping. I believe our resonator and muffler piping they might be 3-inch, and I think this is a 2.5-inch. So we have thicker piping for better exhaust flow, higher horsepower. Let's get this stuff in. I'm getting hot. Let's start with the muffler first. I'll get the resonator in, and then we'll put the Y pipe in last. There's a discrepancy, if I'm not mistaken, between the 03 and 04 versus the 05 and 06 G35 sedans. I stole this grommet from the resonator. My resonator only has one. It only needs one of these versus the OEM one that had two. I took it from the right hand side. I'm gonna stick it right here. I'm gonna literally fit the back of the muffler the same way. Hold on. Goes on just like that. So now that hanging, if you can, by the way, stainless steel does not like to be touched with your bare hands. It creates stains and marks on your exhaust. So attached. Now this is kind of where having a second person helps. This resonator only gets held up by one of those rubber hangers, so I put a jack stand down there to kind of mimic being a person. Once you get this stuff just finger tight for right now. Now we're going to move down to the Y pipe, and I'm going to assemble the Y pipe, and then once I assemble the Y pipe, this will all kind of sit kind of flush. We don't want to start bolting anything down yet because we need to get everything loosely fitted, and then when we get everything into position, we can start torquing stuff down. Okay, let's go get that Y pipe. Okay, so we're finally getting to it, you guys. My old threads on my catalytic converter bolts weren't that bad, so I reused them. I put some anti-seize, some copper anti-seize on these threads in case I ever got to take this off again. And we are going to torque these to, if I can get my socket on here. We're gonna probably take a 14. These get torqued to about 20 foot-pounds. I found that was good. If you impact it, you don't want to put these on so tight that you can't never get them back off. Then here, I torque the same thing, 20 foot-pounds. Try to make sure that the flange and everything is flush as possible. And then once this is done, I'm going to transition down to the muffler because we have to position the muffler the way we want it. And then once we get it positioned the way we want, we can finally clamp that down. All right, so like I say, 20 foot-pounds, 20 foot-pounds. all the way down. Start here and work your way down. Look at that, so beautiful. All right, and then let's get that on at the back. 20 foot-pounds, just like that. And 20 foot-pounds, just like that. So I got 2 of these grommets. I put a bolt through it and a thing to hold it in place. I'm gonna stick it back up there, try to fit it. Okay, we are finally bolted up. So here's what I'll say about the muffler. Like I said, if you have the 05, 06 version, you might be in better shape than me. But I recommend putting this on first, then hooking it, then bolting it up. Because now, this looks almost perfect. We're coming out about 1 inch. You don't want the muffler tips too far underneath of the bumper. You'll get resonating in the cabin. So we're out about 1 inch, maybe 2. That's okay. And that looks mint. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we are going to do a cold start, finally. One thing I do have is a bottle of soapy water. As soon as I start this car up, I'm gonna spray all the flanges with soapy water. If you see bubbles come up, then you have a leak. You need to retighten your stuff down. If not, we're good to go. And I got my decibel meter right here, so we can see how loud our exhaust is gonna be. All right, let's do it. Very quiet. We're at about 68 decibels. That's what it sounds like when it's bone stock right now. No bubbles. No bubbles. No bubbles. The last flange. No bubbles. We are all good to go here. Nice. So she's idling very smoothly right now. She's nice and quiet. I'm gonna give you guys a couple revs, okay? See how loud she gets. Now here's the thing. Remember, this is a straight through muffler. We have packing material in here. I know some people just want to get on the exhaust, drive around, and just go crazy, right? You really kind of just want to drive the car regular for like the first 50 to 100 miles to break in that packing material. So if you get yourself a straight through kind of style exhaust, I advise not just going in and just destroying it. You know, let it ride for 50 to 100 miles, break that packing material in. But I'm gonna give you guys a couple revs and let's see how loud she gets. 1. Again. One more time. Hard. Okay. She sounds really nice right now. Stock, I believe at stock we were at about 70 decibels at a cold start, and I think revving it we got maybe, if I'm not mistaken, like 77, maybe 80. Revving this we got all up to 105 decibels. So we went up almost a little over 20 decibels here. This thing is loud, this thing sounds good, but it sounds crisp. I love how quiet it is at idle. I'm about to put this car on the ground now, you guys. I'm finally done. I'm gonna get me a nice cold shower. Thanks for watching. Till next time, out. Bye. One other thing I wanted to mention here, if fitment is a slight issue, just trim a piece of that bumper off here. I just use a box cutter and this. Just trim the bumper a little bit and it'll fit perfectly.